Just to close things out for today, people have been asking, a lot of people have been in my mentions going, Will, when are you going to talk Rod on the show? Rod has been spiraling out like never before. When are you going to address Rod? To those people, I say, should have come to the live shows. Should have come to the live shows. We have had full spectrum coverage of Rod coming out of the closet and destroying his life in public. But if you didn't go to the live shows, you didn't hear. But lucky for you, it just so happens Rod is back with probably his most self-pitying blog post of all time. And I'd like to share it with you guys now. Quick recap. Rod recently wrote an article about how we're losing the skills to have a civilization because more people are gay. But in the article, he essentially states, as outright, like an assumed common fact that we all share and can agree on, that essentially heterosexuality has to be taught, whereas a febophilic boy love is sort of the natural setting for most men.
You just want to have sex, and who you want to have sex with? Your boys, because ladies, they're scary.
Yeah, he literally said that. That's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, Casper Hauser, the feral boy, that was the only thing he knew.
So we all know. So Rod has. Look, I'm saying like this is officially Rod coming out of the closet because this is as close as he's ever going to get to it by just saying that homosexuality is the natural baseline setting among men and they need to be taught heterosexuality through things like religion. But, keep in mind also he got a divorce from his wife and has abandoned his wife and kids to live in Budapest year-round. Well, now he's made it official with a blog post titled, "Goodbye, Louisiana, I tried." And this is announcing that he is now permanently moving to Hungary and abandoning his family to do so. So, I mean, this blog post is about half the length of Moby Dick, so I'm going to be very sparing here. I'm just going to read the beginning and the end. He, of course, begins with a quote from Dante. He goes, "I just woke up here in Baton Rouge on the day that I'm going to fly into exile. It sounds like such a pretentious word, exile. But that is exactly how I'm experiencing this move to Budapest. Don't get me wrong, I'm very, very pleased to have a place to go where I will be surrounded by friends and can do good work. But this move today lands in me with the power of myth. The last time I had this feeling of dread in the face of the necessary was the day I left Catholicism to become Orthodox. I knew that the exile could not be avoided, but that did not remove the pain. I'll explain below. That passage of Dante, by the way, is a prophecy his ancestor, blah, 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 blah. So he goes on for another 10,000 words of just basically being like, so sad to be leaving my family and living in Europe full time now to fight the good fight. But, I'm sort of like Dante in that respect because I had to spend so many years with a wife and kid. That's kind of like the inferno. I just got divorced. That's sort of like purgatory. But now that I can spend all my time in Budapest, surrounded by
with the shirtless Magyars.
Yeah, that is Paradiso. So finally leaving Louisiana, he visits his parents' graves. He walks around. He feels sad. I just want to get to the end here. Talks about his book, about his dead sister. He quotes Dante at length. He's still going, still scrolling. Okay, here he goes. Leaving Louisiana now, I know that I'm gone for good. I also know that I will probably be like Dante for the rest of my days, moving from place to place, tasting the salt of other men's bread.
What?
Oh, bread. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Pause. Rod, how are you as a man going to be spending the rest of your days tasting the salt of other men's bread? Homie, make your own.
You're going to taste a man's bread.
He said it, not me.
He did say it.
I was going to say it once again. In the post announcing his divorce, he compared himself to Jesus Christ. In the post announcing that he's moving away from his family, he's now separating himself from his family with a fucking ocean and a continent or two. He's comparing himself to Dante.
Yeah, I'd say he's in that category. I mean, he thinks he is, and that's all that really matters.
Okay.
The guy, he's very dramatic. That's one thing I've noticed about him over the years, is that he takes himself very seriously.
Hysterical.
And he certainly thinks that people take him as seriously as he does. I'm just glad that he's going to be happy now, right?
Yeah, this is it.
He's going to be happy. This is going to fix things for him.
No, we finally found the thing. It's very fortunate.
He just gets to live in the Grand Budapest Hotel for the rest of his life, and it'll be awesome.
He goes, yeah. I will probably be like Dante for the rest of my days, moving from place to place, tasting the salt of other men's bread. But God brought great good out of Dante's exile. The thing that I wanted more than anything else in this world, and have wanted from the time I was a little boy, is to feel at home in the world, with a father who approves of me. That was not to be mine, except by God's grace in heaven. That part of my life is over, but my life is not yet over. My charge going forward is to keep my eyes on Christ and not on the serpents spooling out of my mind, trying to distract me with longing for the happy life I once had, or with anger, or bitterness, or unforgiveness. All of that needs to be buried in the stone of my confession of faith. This is going to be hard for me because I'm hurting, and my kids are hurting, and my ex-wife is hurting. I want it to stop so badly, and have for the past 10 years. But none of us can share in Christ's victory unless we also share in his suffering. The events of the last 10 years could destroy me, or it could make me, and make me into someone through whom grace passes unmixed with the corrupting force of sin. That choice belongs to me. That choice belongs to all of us. So, if any of you out there are considering breaking up your family, divorcing your wife, and basically just removing yourself from the presence of your child's life, just know that like that's cool, and it gives you an opportunity to like just move and vibe free from sin, and to just sort of max out on God's love.
It is very funny because this is essentially the same sort of self-indulgent journey that like the hippies would do. You know, they leave their families and go on the hippie trail to Afghanistan or something. But because he's doing it in based Orban's Hungary, it's actually not liberal narcissistic self-indulgence. It's deep spiritual quest.
Well, I cannot imagine that in the future, you know, maybe 2 years from now, there'll be a post like leaving Hungary. You know, why it was already ruined when I got here, you know, why I have to go to Antarctica.
Get the bread salt Letty, boys. I'm coming to the McMurdo station.
It's
oh my God,
he's amazing.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine the thing with Rod Dreher as one of your Antarctic coworkers?
He refuses to take his form.
I'd just be like, he's the thing. He's the thing.
That's how you kill it.
Just get that flamethrower ready.
Yeah.
But you know, like, look, I don't want anyone to be too hard on Rod for like, you know, I know I've said he's abandoned his wife and children, but look, he was not doing them any favors sticking around. You know, like the divorce is more often than not a good thing. I mean, of course, Rod wants to make divorce illegal, but I mean, look, he took advantage of it. And look, his wife and kids are going to be a lot happier now. They are going to be walking with God full time now that they have the most annoying man in the world out of their lives. But you know,
seriously,
Rod, dude, do you? This is like a eat, pray, love kind of thing for Rod now. He's free to eat, pray, and love as he sees fit, and I hope he takes full advantage of it.
When he dies, he goes to heaven and he sees his parents, and he goes, "Oh my God, Mom and Dad!" And they're like, "Oh fuck, he's here! God damn it! Is he gonna try to make fucking bouillabaisse again?"
God, think how pissed off his parents would be if Rod gets into heaven.
Oh my God!
I have to say, if Rod accomplished anything great in his life, and this will be not on purpose, obviously. He has his son or daughter, or maybe all of his kids, they are going to be the best writers ever. Like this specific amount and this specific manner of unique childhood trauma is so like, this is the recipe to create a great American novelist, I think.
Yeah, certainly.
The next Flannery O'Connor is.
Can you imagine though, like if he has the kids over, like he flies them out to Budapest for some some sort of Magyar Christmas one year. Oh, that's going to be rich fodder for the Iowa Writers Workshop.
Yeah, you already have the thing of your dad like fighting his own sexuality in print daily.
Yeah.
And then like as you're coming of age, he's like, I have to go live with orcs or I'll be gay.
I mean, I can relate. There's a blowjob scene in my dad's novel, and I was trying to read it when I was a teenager, and then I threw it across the room when I got to that.
Well, depending on who gave it to him.
Never read another word, yeah.
Depending on who gave it to him, it may represent something very hard he worked to achieve. Heterosexuality.
But yeah, I mean, once again, best of luck to Rod. Best of luck to Budapest. I mean,
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
think
Batten
about
down the
how fun
hatches,
that
guys.
city is going to be now,
Yeah.
dude. If you were a large Magyar man or a sort of very like skinny, hairless American one who's inordinately concerned with the collapse of Western civilization and you like Latin mass and things like that, Budapest, that's the scene to be. That's the place to be. New York, dead. Los Angeles, dead. Whatever monastery Rod was living in, or I don't know. The monastery that scene is over. It's all about Budapest, Hungary.
Get over there, guys.
That's where you want to be.
That's where the party's at.
Hungary.
Yeah.
In a year, Orban is going to come out and be like, hey, you know what? Let me just amend everything I ever said about Soros. Also, Rod Dreher. We got to get him out of here.
Yeah,
He's annoying the shit out of us.
I was gonna say Hungary is not that big of a place. In just a few years, Rod could meet and annoy everyone there.
Yep.
And people are like, there's Democratic backsliding, but like Rod could be the thing that brings down Orban.
Yes.
Just because it's like you brought him here. He's annoying the shit out of all of us.
Talk about a bad immigration policy.
Yeah.
They were like, we will take 10,000 Syrians to get rid of one Rod.
I'm trying to eat some schnitzel, and this Where's Waldo looking motherfucker is staring at me across the piazza. He's crying. It's getting annoying.
Okay, 2 years from now, Rod post leaving Hungary. As I leave Hungary at gunpoint, I recall the words of Alexander Solzhenitsyn. As George Orwell once wrote, better to Irish goodbye a party before you're asked to leave. I would never belong to a club that would have me as a member. Dante, Canto, 30, Inferno.
Well, best of luck to him.
Yeah.